Hey party people, it is me, Stephanie. Excuse my really weird setup and my really like gross t-shirt which has even got a stain on it. There is a reason for all of it. Basically, today I'm going to be reshaving my head, and this is where I have to do it because this is where my mirror is. So I couldn't be bothered to carry my whole filming setup upstairs to film this bit. And also usually when I shave my head I make sure I wear something that's going to be going straight in the wash afterwards because of those little pelitos, those little tiny hairs that you can't like shake off. So essentially I suppose what I'm saying is I'm too lazy. Today essentially it marks 6 months since I have had my most recent buzz cut. I thought that it would be, I mean, it's kind of coincidental the fact that I actually just got a new, I got told off for calling it a razor. It's not a razor, what is it? It's not a shaver, it's not a razor. Oh, it will come to me. I'm sure you're all screaming it at me. I got a new thing, machine, whatever. Clippers, that's the word I was looking for, clippers. Probably should have just like looked up the word and then edited that bit out, but I'm not going to because this is how I roll, okay? But yeah, clippers. I got some new clippers. Firstly, I just want to say, not gifted, not sponsored. I paid for them out of my own money. It is just pure the fact that it's coincidence, the fact that I needed to get some new ones because the ones that I usually use, I borrowed off of somebody who now needs them back. And so I thought, oh, I need my own because one of the reasons why I like having a shaved head is because it's cheaper than going to hairdressers all the time. And so I thought, oh, I better get myself some. So I bought some and I'm going to try them out. And I also need to, well, give myself a trim. First of all, I'm going to show you this product, and I will be honest, as I said, this is not sponsored and it was nor was it gifted, so this is going to be a very honest review of the product. I've really got my fingers crossed for this one, and I will explain why when I open it and show you. And then I will shave my head and tell you all about the pros and cons and pluses and minuses and positives and negatives and all the things that I found from having my head buzzed for the past 6 months. Okay? Does that sound good to you? Come on then, crack on. Right, the product I got is a Barberboss. I mean, it's grooming kit for men, which, I mean, sexist much, because I needed one. But the reason I got this one is now, okay, let's open this up. I've already opened this up. I've already looked through it. In fact, I've already used it, just not on my head. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It was only 20 quid. It was like £19 something off of Amazon, I think. Anyway, comes with lots of stuff, which is useful. It comes with one of these, the, aprony thing, which is obviously useful. Obviously it comes with the razor itself. Now, the reason why I'm desperately hoping that this is good is because I'm kind of a minimalist, okay? If you watch some of my other videos, you'll see it's all about like, I like to declutter, I like to live a small life, I like to live the kind of life that you can pack in a suitcase and disappear off, okay? So having something that has multi-purpose is always something that I look for. Having something that is like very light, very easy to travel with, these are all things that I really look for. With this razor, there's a couple of things that I really liked about it, and let's just get the bits out for you. It's got this little stand thing, which I put them in there nicely to show you guys, but I can't imagine I'm really going to bother using it in general. But if you're someone who likes to look at your grooming equipment, then here it is. Look, I'll even demonstrate this one. Does it go that way around? Yeah, it does go that way around. Beautiful. Yeah, no, I won't be using that. I'll just use it today just to show you. But it comes with, as I said, the aprony thing, razor, multiple types of heads. It's got the oil. It has the little brushy thing. It's got a comb, which, as you can see, I don't really need to use. Might do one day, who knows. Obviously it's got the instructions and stuff, and it's got the charging cable. Now, the reason that I am so desperate for this razor to be a good one is because, number one, it is cordless, which is really, really useful because especially where God, multiple times. Like, for example, I stayed at my dad's house at one point and I had to shave my head there, and I had to get an extension lead and everything, and it was just palaver trying to just do it. So having it cordless is number one, something I was looking for. Two is the fact that the charger for it is a really generic one. I think it's called USB-C. The fact that it's got like a generic charging cable, because most razors that I've seen have got a specific charging cable for them. So having a generic one is really useful, because then if you're traveling around and stuff, it's just easier to not have to carry too many types of cables and stuff. So I love that. The other thing is the fact that it's multiple heads. Now, okay, as I said, charging kit for men, so there's certain things that are more directed at men. So it's got this one, which is like for hair. It's got this one, which is for a beard. These blue ones are for the hair and these yellow ones are for the beard. Now, so far in my life, I don't need a beard trimmer. But should I ever need one? Then you got this one, which is like the styling one. So again, not one that I anticipate that I'm going to be using, but obviously if it was a man using it or someone who just wanted some more precision, then there you go. And this one, which is the nostril hair trimmer or ear hair trimmer, maybe también. Sorry, I don't know why I keep speaking Spanish today. I think it's because I was on the phone to my Spanish friend not long before starting to record this video, so really sorry. I need to reprogram my brain into English. But yeah, this one for trimming like nostril hair and stuff. Thankfully, I don't currently need that one. But I liked it because it's also got this head, which is for, shall we just say, body hair, and leave it at that. Which is the one that I have tried. And that's got a thumbs up, okay? That's got a thumbs up already. The other things about it is that you press, it's really weird because it says that you've got the battery, like how much is left on the battery, the percentage on it. But when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, how rude. They've sent me the wrong product because it doesn't say the battery. But actually, it does say the battery. It just, you only see it when you turn it on. So I was like really impressed with that because these little things impress me. So far, the things that I'm a bit anxious about is that normally I use one that has the guard that comes off, and those are obviously, you know, numbered. This one doesn't. This one has a dial, which is done in millimeters, and it has these guards here. So what you essentially do is now I'm going to change it to the, let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to change it to the head hair one. Obviously, I don't need to trim my beard today. I'm going to change it to the head hair one, and I left this one on intentionally to show you how to change it. I'm not impressed with the instructions. I'm going to say that right now. Barberboss, your instructions are pants. Even though they come in multiple languages, they don't really tell you much about it. I actually had to get my brother-in-law to change the head for me because I couldn't do it. Now, it says in the instructions, you just with force pull it off. Works fine, right? But then to put the new head on, you're supposed to put it in there and then just like clip it back in. Now that worked fine, right? However, the first time I tried to change heads on it, it was like the sword and the stone. I tried, I couldn't get it on. My next door neighbour tried, they couldn't get it on. My brother tried, couldn't get it on. My nephew tried, my sister tried, everyone tried. It was like the sword and the stone, passing it around to everyone going like, can anyone do this? Looking at the instructions, it just says, pop it off, pop it on. And it turned out it was because it's got these little clippy bits, and the little clippy bits were just ever so slightly in like a little bit too like squished, if you know what I mean. And so trying to push it down, they kind of weren't going, but the instructions were a bit too vague to be able to fix the problem. But if anyone ever does buy this, and don't buy it on my account, because as I said, not sponsored in any way. Yeah, don't buy it on my account because I haven't got an affiliate link, so I'm not going to make any money from this. If you have the same problem, then it might be that these little prong things are ever so slightly in the wrong position, and you just need to shove them back a bit, bend them into place, and then it'll click into place, okay? But I'm going to change the head now. The bit that I'm a bit, shall we say, apprehensive about, but another reason why I like it, another reason I'm really hoping that it works is, so it's the same for the head hair and the same for the, well, for the beard trimmer as well, is you've got these different ones. So this one is 1 to 10 millimeters, and then you've got this one that is, I don't know, 11 to 20, I'm presuming. Ooh. Yeah, 11 to 20. When you have the ones that sort of, you know, pop on and clip on and they're separate ones, I know I like a number 2, but these ones are done in millimeters. So I had to look up, and thankfully for once I did actually look in advance and saw that the one for the length that I like is 6.4 millimeters. So you just pop it in the hole and then you shove it down and then it's in place. And then you twist this little knob and you can see it goes up and down. Great, there you go. So if it's 6.4, this goes in, well, it only goes in 0.5, so what a shame. We're gonna have to go to 6.5. I'm gonna have it as 0.1 of a millimeter too long. And then there you have it, essentially. That is where it goes, and then you just kind of like go bzzz all over with the guard like that. I'm nervous about this because I don't know why, but in my head I've got it that I'm going to be doing it and I'm going to like press too hard and it's going to go down, and then it's going to be like too short and I'm going to accidentally give myself a bald patch. Because anyone who watches my channel knows that it wouldn't be the first time I have given myself a bald patch by accident shaving my own head. Yeah, so let's give that a go, and obviously I will give my afterthoughts afterwards, and yeah, let's give it a crack. In this video, I didn't want to just talk about a product because quite frankly, that's just not what I'm about. Sorry, I've got to change position. Oh, my bum's gone numb. Let's get cozy. There we go. Yeah, I didn't want to just talk about a product because I'm just not that kind of YouTuber. I also wanted to discuss with you guys how I found it, having my head in a buzz cut for 6 months, because the last time I did it, it was pre-2020, shall we say, and I just done it, and then we hit the time where we were all locked inside, so no one really saw it, and it kind of grew out on its own, and then the next thing you know, boom, I already had a head of hair by the time we came out into the real world. So this is the first time that I've actually had a buzz cut for a length of time. Now, I have found that there are some things that kind of surprise me with it. One of those things is the fact that it's actually not as easy to maintain as I imagined it would be. I really wanted to keep a buzz cut because I thought, oh, it'd be so much easier. I don't have to style my hair. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to, like, you know, go to hairdressers and stuff. But actually, when I had long hair, I went to the hairdressers maybe twice a year. Sorry, I really have cramp. Ouch. If you see me squirming a lot in this video, it's because I just keep getting cramps. Sorry, I don't know why. When I had long hair, I would go to the hairdressers maybe twice a year because it was like long and curly, so it didn't, I don't know, it was low maintenance in that respect. Whereas with this, I have to buzz it every 2 weeks, otherwise it gets like this is 3 weeks and it's too long for me because it's got this like really weird shape where it's like really tall on top, and so that part of it is actually higher maintenance for me than the going to the hairdressers with long hair. That being said, it is definitely lower maintenance on a day-to-day basis, because when I had long hair, firstly, it was the issue with, if you're gonna, let's say for example, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna go somewhere, I style my hair and it looks all beautiful, takes a million flipping years to style, but anyway, and then I wear it down and I go somewhere and it looks great, okay? I've taken the time and effort to style it and get it sorted, and then I'm going somewhere. Then at the end of my day of whatever I'm doing, I'm going to go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in years, but that's the example. I'm going to go to the gym and then I get all sweaty and I'm shoving it up in a ponytail and it's all sweaty, and then because it's sweaty I then have to wash it, so then that's again in the evening I then have to wash it. And anyone with curly hair knows if you're washing your hair in the evening, and that's a pain in the backside because the whole drying and everything is a palaver. Or for example, let's say during the day I'm going to be going out to the park and it's a really windy day, and so I end up tying it back in a ponytail, and then in the evening I go on a really hot date and yeah, right. And I let it down, and then I've got that flipping kink, especially when it's like scraped back, and so it's like straight on top and it's got a kink, and then it's curling the bottom, and then it's an effort to then style again. That is eradicated with having a buzz cut. I love the fact I can roll out of bed, quick shower, I'm off and out. That being said, one of the things that I've discovered that was quite a surprise for me was the fact that actually I need to wash it way more often than I anticipated. Because having longer hair, sometimes you can have it when it's long and you kind of get to the point where it's like, oh, it's a bit greasy, I've got to do something about it, but I don't have the time. I can just chuck it in a bun or a ponytail, or one of those really like nice sleek buns that go back, like, you know, a low bun. But with a buzz cut, I can't. If it is like at the point when I have first freshly buzzed it, it tends to be okay, but within, I'd say, maybe a week, so when it's longer than a grade 2, it ends up, if I've slept awkwardly, I'll get this little alfalfa going on up here, and there is nothing I can do about it, okay? I can quickly wet it, won't go down. I could put a product in it, won't go down. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to wash it, and that's a bit annoying. Now, don't get me wrong, washing your hair and styling your hair and drying your hair with a buzz cut is way easier and quicker and simpler than it is with long hair. So I'm not moaning about having to wash it in that sense, because it's like, you know, with my long curly hair, that was a pull-up. Washing it was epic. With a buzz cut, I get in the shower, shove some stuff on, crack on with my shower, rinse it off I go, quick towel dry, I'm done. It doesn't take long at all, but obviously you've got to then take into account the fact that if I'm going to wash it, I'm therefore having a shower, which means if I've had an afternoon nap, which is very common, you know, in Spain, it's a daily occurrence. You have a little siesta of an afternoon, but that also means that then if I wake up after my siesta and I've then got the little alfalfa thing going on, I am then going to have to go and have myself another shower, and that's annoying. That also takes into account that I thought that I wouldn't have to use as much products like, you know, shampoo and stuff. That's definitely not true. Because I'm washing it more often, because I'd say I probably wash it about 5 times a week now, because that is definitely how many days a week I wake up with it all over the place. But before, when my hair was just curly, I would wash it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Don't judge me, anyone with straight hair, by the way, about only washing it 2 or 3 times a week. If you've got curly hair, you should not be washing it too often, okay? You should not. It's not good for curly hair. So yeah, there's that. I'm trying to think of other down points as well, because I want to give a really good balanced opinion on having a shaved head, and I can honestly say the majority of it is positive. Yeah, I do get the occasional comment from somebody who might make some sort of assumption on my sexuality, or might ask a question of like, you know, are you ill? But on the whole, I can honestly say it's been really positive, and I'll be very honest with you, people in public are generally very, very positive, and I have been stopped so many times just in the street or on public transport or in a shop, where people will be like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like you look amazing. And I certainly didn't get that on a weekly basis when I had long hair. I know I get a substantial amount more male attention with a shaved head than I ever did with long hair. That's not why I'm keeping it short, by the way. I'm keeping it short just because I like it. The other thing I really wanted to make clear though is that I'm not just referring to men coming on to me. When I get stopped, like a lot as well is women or people who are obviously not coming on to me, you know, like it might be men but they're not trying it, you know. I get people just constantly saying like, oh my gosh, like, oh, it's so bold, oh, it's like, it looks so good, oh, it really suits you, you got a great shaped head, is one of the very common compliments that's really weird. I never thought I'd get in my life. I've got such a nice shaped head. You know, that sort of thing, like constantly people being positive about it. I've also noticed, because I've been in, last time I did it, I was in Spain. This time I am in Britain, and I've noticed and I don't know if I've noticed it because I've got it or whether it's a whole culture shift, but I've noticed lots and lots and lots of models on like TV adverts and stuff have shaved heads now, like loads, and like models in shops and stuff. There are so many now, and I don't know if that's something that has been shifting over the past few years and I just happened to miss it because I was in a different country. And so, you know, I was in Spain when I did it, and then I did it like the day before I moved back to England. So maybe I just haven't seen it because I don't have English TV. I don't have very much access to like British culture in Spain. And so, but I did it, the reason I did it the first time was because a friend of mine had cancer and I did it as a sponsored thing. So it wasn't like I didn't think, oh, I'd love to have a shaved head. And back then it was like, 2019? So very few and far between people had shaved head. I mean, everybody would also always mention the singer. Nothing compares to you, Sinead O'Connor. But there was very little other reference. I think the only other big reference for a woman, a white woman with a shaved head. I mean, I can class as white. Yeah, I'm mixed race, but you know, I appear white. You know what I mean? So the only other one in like, you know, modern current society that's like, you know, got a shaved head was, I think her name's Amber Rose, the model who, she's got like bleach blonde hair, it's shaved. I think she's got some awful tattoos on her face now, which I definitely won't be doing. But I mean, no offence if she wants to tattoo her face. I know lots of people, that's another culture shock I've come back to England about. Everyone's got tattoos on their faces now. This is a new world to me, okay? This is a new world. England after 5 years away is a whole new world. That's a whole nother video. Sorry about that. Total tangent there. But yeah, I've not really found it too much of a societal issue. That might be different if I go back to Spain. Anyway, essentially, all I can say are positives. I don't have to think about my hairstyle. I don't have to have loads of different accessories. I don't have to think about hairbrushes or carrying a hairband, or if it's windy, I don't have to worry about it sticking to my lip gloss. It's so easy. It's so easy. When I'm gonna go out for a night out on the town, I can dress up, dress down very easily because it's just a case of like, okay, it's like this, or boom, I've got, you know, big makeup and big earrings, and I don't need to have that. I mean, actually, that's one of the things I love, and this is a very personal one for me to say here, but not personal as in I'm sharing a personal fact, but personal as in it's personal to me. It might be different for someone else. I personally love big, fat, bright earrings. And when I had long hair, they'd be covered with my hair and they just didn't quite sit so well on my face. Whereas with a shaved head, it's completely changed the shape of my face, or how my face shows at least. And I now absolutely rock fat ass earrings and I love it. Obviously for someone else who's only into like, you know, simple jewellery, that's not going to be a thing for them to take into consideration, but for me, I love it. And again, another one, bold lipsticks. I actually wasn't really one for bold lipsticks for most of my life. Actually, weirdly, it's because I was bullied when I was a child for having fat lips. That does actually lead me to a negative. I think this is a weird one. I don't know if I'm the only person in the world who suffered with this. I get this really weird, I don't know. If no one else has ever had this, I'm going to sound so strange. So if anyone else has ever had this, then please put it in the comments because I think I'm alone with this one. I get phantom hairband, like ponytails. It sounds so weird. Sometimes I will feel like my hair is really tightly pulled back. That's weird, right? That is weird. I don't know. Anyone else who's had long hair and then buzzed it off, have you ever felt that? Because I do occasionally have it. I suppose I usually, with long hair, I'd go to bed and I'd always sleep with my hair down. I could not bear to sleep with my hair tied up, so I'd always let it down. But if it was down, it'd be my face. And so maybe it's a psychological thing of when I'm in bed, it's not, I can't feel it in my face, and therefore my brain's going, oh, well, you must have had it, it must still be tied up. I don't know. But yes, occasionally I do get this phantom feeling like my hair is like very tightly tied up, and I sit there and I have to rub my hands in it to sort of remind myself that it's not tied up, which is weird, right? It's weird. I know it's weird. But anyway, on the whole, I'd say, yeah, 6 months down the line, I'm not bored of it. I did start to think, am I going to be bored of the fact that I've not, like, you know, trying new hairstyles and stuff? But I'm not. For now, buzzed all the way, baby. I love it. It's easier for travel. You don't have to bring as much stuff with you. It's incredible. Incredible. Life-changing, eye-opening. I passionately love it. And there we go, the finished article. I suppose I better do some pros and cons, but I did most of the pros at the beginning of the video, so let's just go for some cons, shall we? First and foremost being, I started off as a pro at the beginning of the video. It is no longer a pro, it is this. Because of where the neckline is, it's up here, which means that if you put it on this way, the hair will just fall down the back. Yeah. Pointless. If you turn it around the other way, then the hair will just fall down the front. So unless I'm thinking I might cut a hole in the middle of it where it'd actually be useful, then it is essentially pointless. The second con, and this is the biggest one of all, honestly, this was bugging me senseless throughout the whole thing, and I'll show you. So, with a normal razor, clipper, keep getting told off calling it a razor. You just, as you're doing it, so you might like do it, and then if it gets like clogged up with the hair, you just blow and carry on. Whereas with this one, because of the design of it, because of how it goes down and up there, the hair will get sort of caught underneath it, so you can't like blow it to get it out. It just stays where it is. You can pull the top bit off completely to sort of like clean it out and jiggle it around. I don't know why I demonstrated blowing again there, but hey. But that can be A, quite a ball ache, and B, when you go to put it back in again and you push it down, you have to then reset where the numbers are, because it pushes it all the way down. And so that was getting very annoying. So I ended up using the little brush thing to brush it out, but I found it was so time consuming. I'd be going buzz, buzz, oh, it's blocked up again now, so jimmy, 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 sweep, sweep, sweep. But when you're doing a whole head of hair, that gets annoying pretty quickly, okay? That's very annoying. A pro, battery life, amazing. Really good battery life. I used maybe 20% of the battery life doing this, and I was impressed by that. I was really impressed by that. Back to the cons. I would say, how is it that hairdressers put it? They say chewed, isn't it? It's sort of like chewed at the hair. So kind of, it just wasn't a good, clean cut, you know? It wasn't like, I said before, didn't I? I've given myself ball patches by accident. I better put this down. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't a good, clean cut straight away, especially the fact I had to keep going over and over and over. And yes, I do have to go over my hair in different directions, especially around the crown, with any clippers that I use. But usually it's like I do it that way, then I do it that way, and then I do a little jazzy here, there, and everywhere to sort of just make sure I've got all of it. Whereas with these ones, I was going over and over and over and over and over. And yes, they have been oiled. And it was a lot more time consuming and a lot more effort. And I'd say they're way lower quality, but what do you expect for 20 quid? So overall, I would say, if you were buying these because, like me, you're somebody who goes traveling to different places for like long periods of time, and so you need to pack lightly, because I don't take a suitcase with me anywhere. In fact, 99% of the time I travel with luggage that goes just under the seat in front of you, not even the stuff in the overhead lockers. That's a whole other video. So if you're someone like me who just likes that kind of traveling and you want to go as light as possible, then great for that type of thing. If you're thinking of buying them because of just in general you want them for home use, but actually you've got plenty of space to store extra cables and extra like clippers or razors for other parts of your body, etc., etc., then I would say not particularly worth it. Overall, I would give them 3 stars. Okay? For that reason, I will not be linking it in the description, because I would only be linking products that I really, truly, wholeheartedly want to say, yes, this is amazing. So I won't be linking them for that, so don't even ask. If you do get them, great. If you don't, never mind, just wanted to let you know. And that's it. If you've enjoyed watching me reshave my head, or you like any of this kind of like buzz cut content, ooh, buzz cut content, I like that, then I already have 2 other videos on it where I actually had long hair and shaved my, in both the videos, because I shaved my head first 5 years ago, and then more recently I have 2 videos where I've gone from long hair to full buzz cut. They're both very different styles of videos. One's me larking around with my mate, and one's way more like dedicated. I will link them. Okay, see you guys later. Bye bye.